When my husband died, obviously, it was completely unexpected. I bought a house the next day.
Wow.
And when he was in the hospital, like, we didn't know that he was gonna die so fast. And he was like, I don't care what happens, you have to buy that house. Because it was a dream of mine.
You mentioned yesterday that your husband was your biggest cheerleader. He's actually not gone.
No, he's definitely not gone.
But you're not listening to the voice. My initial thought was you need to celebrate yourself and come up with 3 things that you can celebrate for you, but it's actually, it's your voice plus his of saying, hey, like, you should be proud of this. I would love for the week that you get home to spend 30 seconds, you just look at the picture and find a reason to feel worthy. And when you look at the picture, he's cheering you on again. And just find the reason. I'm getting emotional just thinking about it. You're like, I don't usually cry on
Okay,
these
all right. Yes, I'm bringing out Evan. When my husband died, obviously, it was completely unexpected. I bought a house the next day.
Wow.
Yeah. The closing was actually supposed to be that day. And because of everything that happened, we moved it. And there was this whole conversation of, do I do it, do I not do it? And when he was in the hospital, like, we didn't know that he was gonna die so fast. And he was like, I don't care what happens, you have to buy that house. Because it was a dream of mine, which seems so insignificant now. And someone said, watch this video. This guy will matter to you. And so every day, I just started watching them every day, for hours sometimes. I just get lost in it. And then I started watching the 254 and became better. I knew I was gonna be okay. And so when you had that Tony Robbins thing, and I made that video and sent it, like, that was probably one of the scariest things I've done, just to put myself out there and do that. But if I'm practicing that, if I'm telling kids that they have to put themselves out there and embrace everything that scares them and it's gonna be okay on the other side, I have to do that as well. Mm-hmm. And so when I did that, and I watched the video back, I'm like, oh my God, this is so hilarious. And I had blonde hair too.
There's this woman who said that.
And it's like, just being able to be around you is, like, you were talking last night about, so Adam asked you, like, who's the celebrity? Like as I was walking, I'm like, oh my God, I can't start crying when I see them, because it's like, your aura just inspires me to be a better person. And I know your humbleness, like, I hope I keep that, because I don't like to hear that too. Like, when a student tells me I've changed their life, I'm like, no, I was just there. Like, I might have given you a tidbit, but you did the rest of the work. When you say that, it shows you, and I hope I am part of that. And I hope I have what you have inside me, and you're bringing it out. Like, that to me is, I guess that's the ultimate compliment to you, is becoming who I really am, hopefully by learning from you. And I'm getting that fear. Like, I know that my next steps, like, I know what they are and they're scary, but I'm gonna do anyway.
I love it.
Because there's not another option. I'm gonna live the best life, that A version, every freaking day.
It's happening. I love it, I love it.
And it's just, like, I keep giving people your productivity music.
Okay.
I'm like, you need to listen to this. Like, are you feeling down? Okay, this is what you do. Like, I go home, and when I'm ready to do content, if I feel like not doing content, that's the first thing I do. I'm like, all right, turn it on, 5 minutes, watch what happens. Within 5 minutes, I'm already making it.
It works, yeah.
And then I'm like, oh my God, an hour and a half went by. And the video ends, and I'm like, what just happened? I'm like, oh my God, it's been an hour and a half. I'm like, it's brilliant. Like, why are not, catch on. Like, everybody start listening to this, please, you know? And, that's, just keep doing what you're doing. Like, that's what you can do for me. Just keep doing what you're doing, and every time I turn on anything, it's just better and better, and just inspires me more. I'm like clicking everywhere. I'm like, what else has he got? What did he do now? Like keto, like, like I've heard about keto and I knew about it. I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna do it. What's the worst that could happen?
And?
Every day. What's the worst that could happen? I'm doing it as soon as I go home.
Okay.
I've already warned my best friend. Like my best friend, she's sadly along for 90% of my rides.
Okay.
Whether she wants to be or not.
That's great.
And so her son is getting married in a couple of months, and she's like, oh, these kids. I'm like, all right, well, we're going to the gym, clearly. I'm like, oh, by the way, when I get back from Toronto, we're going to do keto. And so I just hope you're ready for that.
Okay, great. I love it. You can hit Nina up for all her recipes.
Yeah, I know. I was talking to her. I'm like looking to see where she is. I was talking to her about it yesterday, and she was saying, oh, I bought this beginner keto recipe book. And I'm like, all right, I'm just going to go buy a beginner keto recipe book. Like, you can do it on Pinterest, but it's so scattered that I'm just going to go buy a book. Be like 15. You pick your top 15 recipes. Just start making them. Done. You just got to simplify it.
Just dealing with the whole ego thing and humbleness. I grew up super humble parents. My father's like the nicest human of all time, and the humbleness is baked in. I think it's baked into Canadian culture, but baked into my family especially too. And it's a strength, and it can be a weakness as well, in that you talk yourself down and you don't think that you're good, and you then don't take on the bigger opportunities. And so how I've owned it, when people come and say, you've changed my life, and you want to put it back on them, right? Like, you want to say, hey, you did the work. How I'll do it, in my head, I started thinking, and then I started explaining it, is I'll say, I'm half of 1% of your success. Yep. Right? Mm-hmm. So, but I'll own it. Like, I crushed my half of 1%.
Right, exactly.
I did my job. I crushed. And I'll have confidence. And I was amazing for my half of 1%. Mm-hmm. But then you did the work.
Right.
Like, I didn't make that video.
Right.
You made the video.
Right.
You came here. You're doing the work. You're posting videos. You're taking on the challenges. You're sitting here, right? You're doing everything. And so I think the owning zero of it is actually disservice, but you want to show the person that they did most of the work.
Right. I agree. No, I definitely agree. And I had a student who emailed me and was like, oh, you changed my life. And I was like, no, I didn't actually change your life. I was there to guide you and steer you in the direction that you were going to go, but I didn't do it. Exactly the same thing. I didn't do the work. You've become who you are because you did the work. I inspired you to do something, but that's all I did.
As long as you feel that you crushed your piece of it,
yeah.
And knowing that it's like, well, I didn't actually do anything. Well, It's not true. You did
something.
You did something, and you
Yeah.
crushed the something that you did, because it led to this huge impact. So you're amazing at what you did. That led to, because the danger is falling into like this ego trap where you think you're so great, and but you'll never get there.
No, I'm definitely never.
You're too humble, and right, and so you need to play a little more in that arena.
I did that.
Whatever you did, like you crushed
it. Yeah.
Like you facilitated that. You created the environment. You said the right words, even if maybe they heard it a million times somewhere else.
Right.
Like the timing and the place and your intonation, maybe your heart and your care is the thing that made them move.
I believe, yeah.
So you
did something.
You crushed it, right?
Yeah.
For me, like helping you through the videos.
Yeah.
Before coming here, I haven't met you.
Right.
But somebody said, go watch Evan's videos for whatever reason, and for whatever reason you decided, okay, whatever, I'll do it. Mm-hmm. And then that led you down this world. My videos are awesome, right?
I mean, yeah.
Right? Like, I crush my videos. They're amazing. They're life-changing. They're great. And I need to keep making them better. I need to keep doing what I'm doing, and I need to reach more people. And I pour that, knowing that my videos are awesome and has an impact, fuels me to go off and do more. And it's still only half of 1%. Like, you did all the work. I didn't come and knock on your door and pick you out of bed and pay your mortgage and get you dressed and fed, and like, you did all that stuff. Right. So it's easy to say you take all the credit for it, but you need to, for you, take
some of it.
That whatever it is for you, 1%, half of 1%.
Whatever it is.
But like, I crushed it.
Yeah.
Like, celebrate yourself more and how great you are with. Even though you can still get better, that I crushed, like it led to an impact. Yeah. Without you in that person's life, they would still be somewhere else. Right? Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because when I was thinking, I can always picture you in your office. Okay. Because I made an office. It needs some work. But as we were sitting here, I'm picturing you in your office, and I've started making mine. I have a really huge picture of my husband because obviously he's one of my most important inspirations. I have pictures of my kids, and now I have in the past month 3 of my students wrote me appreciation letters.
Cool.
And then I have an email and I have a text from one of them who hunted me down on Instagram, and now I'm like, I need to blow those up, and I need to see those to remember every single day. There's my why. This is why you're doing this. You're doing this because I didn't realize I was reaching some of those students until they wrote that letter. And it was really cool because it was like Teacher Appreciation Week, and they like put them on the desk when I wasn't in the room. So when I walked back in, they were there, and I didn't know they had come in the room. And I was like, what is this piece of paper? I'm like, what is this? And when I opened it, it's like this huge, like heartfelt, you have impacted me so much, and I just want to say thank you to you. So like when I picture your wall of the people who inspire you, like those are the people who inspire me. Those kids, knowing that they can look back and in that moment where they're struggling, they're gonna be, no, she said I have to push through this stuff. That's gonna be me. I have to push through everything that's gonna come my way too.
You mentioned yesterday that your husband was your biggest cheerleader.
Yeah.
Saved you from a lot of darkness.
A lot.
And celebrated you and cheered you on and encouraged you and wanted you to follow your dreams and recognized and championed you. What's coming to me now, for whatever reason, is just that he's actually not gone.
No, he's definitely not gone.
But you're not listening to the voice.
Sometimes I don't, absolutely.
So,
I hear him sometimes and I forget to hear him sometimes.
And so my initial thought was you need to celebrate yourself and come up with 3 things that you can celebrate for you. But it's actually, it's your voice plus his of saying, hey, like, you should be proud of this.
I know he's proud of me right now. Like this is.
Like what you did was awesome.
Yeah.
You're downgrading yourself for your role, but like you just crushed it and saved this person. Right? So what's something that you just thinking about the past week, what's something that you are proud, are confident, you crushed, you're amazing?
Oh my goodness. I just think, honestly, taking it all in and knowing I'm gonna run with it. Like I am gonna do this. Like the more you talk, the more I feel like I'm just gonna do this. I'm not even gonna hesitate. I'm just gonna dive into it as much as I possibly can, and what if? I mean, I'm picturing David Goggins right now. My what if, he's my what if, you know? And what's the worst?
Did you see your husband's pictures on your wall?
My husband's picture's on my wall. It's a really great picture of him ziplining in Mexico. And just the pure joy that he had on his face. He had a very, very rough childhood, and almost was experiencing his childhood like in adulthood, where he had freedom, and like I would just basically like do whatever you want to do. You want to buy a toy, buy a toy. I don't care. He didn't have them, you know. It's like, and so when we went to Mexico, we just did whatever we wanted, like and the joy in his face of like kid-like. And so we started doing more vacations so that we could experience more. And the picture is just so priceless because he struggled so long with pain and just not feeling worthy himself. And it was so crazy because he would feel unworthy but still inspire people to feel worthy. It was very weird.
That's normal.
Yeah, and when I look at that picture, I'm just inspired to continue.
So I have another challenge for you.
Yes.
Add to the keto challenge when you go home. For a week.
Okay.
When I look at my pictures on the wall, they all mean something to me.
Right.
They're there for different reasons. They represent different things, and I summon those characters at different points when what I'm feeling. Like I've got my parents there, I've got Steve Jobs there. I will summon them and look at them for different reasons at different points. You mentioned your husband being a cheerleader, making you feel worthy. I would love for the week that you get home to spend 30 seconds, you just look at the picture and find a reason to feel worthy. And when you look at the picture, he's cheering you on again, and just find a reason. I'm getting emotional just thinking about it. You're like, me? I don't usually cry on
Okay,
these
all
episodes.
right. Yes,
This
I'm
gets
bringing out
happening.
Evan.
But to have him, you're looking at that picture and finding a way to celebrate. The way he celebrated life and celebrated you guys together. Find a reason of what you did yesterday to feel worthy and celebrate. Whether it's something, maybe something small, like I didn't want to stick to the keto diet, but I did.
Did it.
And celebrate, or I gave a great speech at school, or anything. From you won't always have giant huge wins.
Right. No,
but
the small wins are just as important.
Something just to celebrate. I think if you did that, even just for a week, and had that constant reminder.
Every day.
Yeah, it's 30 seconds.
Absolutely.
Quick
He's everywhere.
pause.
Like I can't walk 10 feet. When I moved into my house, because he'd never lived there. So I was talking to Benjamin about this, about how my house doesn't feel like a home.
But he's there.
He's there, like he really is.
He's there.
He
He's
definitely is there.
You just have to
I gotta
open the voice.
I got it, exactly.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, right? So
Yep.
like you got the picture, he's
Every
there.
day.
And you have your quick check-in with him
Every day.
every day.
Piece of
At
cake.
least for a week.
No, I'm doing it.
Right?
No, like absolutely.
And then
30-day
just-
challenge.
And let me know how it
How it
feels.
goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that worthiness piece is going to be super helpful for you, and then it allows your husband to keep cheering you on to the amazing things you're going to create.
Definitely. I love you.
If you want to spend some one-on-one time with me, I have a special offer happening right now. Go check out the website right next to me. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.